All right, guys, it's the day before the opener. Tomorrow at 7:30, the Chinnaswamy is going to open its doors for the first time in a very long time to its defending champions. And we are playing SRH, the team with the most explosive opening pair in the IPL. And we are going to have to do it without Josh Hazelwood. This is the Red and Bold Show. And let's get into the preview. Gentlemen, there's many storylines that define this one. Defending champions for the first time, Chinnaswamy reopening, the new ownership. For the first time in the IPL history, all 10 Indian captains. Anything that you guys are emotionally invested in? Anything that stands out to you that you're looking out for?
Yeah, I want to touch the part where you said that you spoke about the most explosive batting pair. You were talking about Virat Kohli and Salt, right?
I think I was going with Travis Shake for that one, but love the confidence, I love the confidence. Shibi, what are you thinking?
I mean, like if Kohli and Salt is what we're talking about, then my early season prediction would be up in smoke. So I need to gauge how I want to see that. But yeah, man, like super excited. Big game, season opener. Was just looking into some stats, which might not bode too well for us. RCB has played 7 season openers and they've won just 2. They played 6 and won just 2. So, and they've lost to Sunrisers in 2017. So could be a little nervy maybe tomorrow, the day
Yeah,
after.
absolutely. I think one thing that stands out to me, and Rai will go to you after, is I saw Rajat Patidar in an interview, and he basically is saying, we're not defending anything. हमको current champions बनना है. Right? So he's basically saying exactly what we thought the management mindset is we're not looking at this as defending our throne. We're going to go and conquer it one more time. And I'm so excited for, that mindset to manifest on field. Right? What do you think?
No, 100%. I think, firstly, we are going for the game. So Ayush, we're going to be there sitting. Can't wait to have the defending champions, but the real champions come on the field. It's going to be insane, man. Like back in the Chinnaswamy for the first time after everything that happened last year. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be chaotic. I think it's going to be a roller coaster. And I think the two teams playing, I think are perfect in my opinion. I think usually they would do a Mumbai or a Chennai just to spice it up even more. But I feel like SRH is the perfect balance between it's a Southern derby, but it's not Chennai. It's got the explosive, it's got the entertainers, but it doesn't have like the Mumbai Indians lineup. And I feel like the overall vibe is going to be red and it's going to be absolutely mayhem. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. And normally the vibe at the Chinnaswamy is like bonkers, and I can't even imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow, given that we're going to be back for the first time after last year. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
What's your guys' like track record at Chinnaswamy? Like when you've gone, do we win? Do we lose? What's it like?
It's not great, man. It doesn't make
So I think should be you need to go and see the previous. Yeah.
No, but that depends on RCB's track record at Chinnaswamy as well. And I think that's the problem to begin with.
I was just going to say, it has nothing to do with us. I was going to say it's in general. But I've seen, I was actually thinking of counting how many games I've gone for. Quite a few, man. Like quite a few. Like I don't even remember the win-loss ratio. But I do know that a lot of the times you just blame our girlfriends or whoever as being the bad luck charm. But clearly not.
Yeah. I usually every year most people take, in the US they'll take Christmas and New Year's, make an extended trip, go back home. I'm not interested in that. I always take my extended trips in March. So this is actually the first time I don't have tickets to come to India with obviously a pretty shitty macro climate. Political landscape is scary, especially for me to come back. But no, I'm gonna count on you guys to, keep the energy high, man. Don't ever let pin drop silence bother us. I know we never do. So excited. How many games do you think you're gonna go for, guys?
I just told before this the schedule just came out, and out of all the games I've already marked the ones I either want to see or will see based on ticketing and the opposition. So hopefully wanting to see Mumbai in the Wankhede, Delhi in Delhi, a few away games this year. And obviously, chances and probability of winning is high for RCB there. So, should be a good watch.
Nice.
Yeah, we probably have a few videos going out on the channel as well. the games that we go for and share with everyone. So super stoked about that.
Absolutely, we got to do match vlogs. All right, guys, I want to get into playing 11s. It's burning me for I don't know how many days now. What 11 or 12 are we gonna see? I'm gonna list out mine, and then I'm gonna give you guys a chance to kind of tell me what changes you'd like to see in that. So here it goes. I'm going Virat Salt. I'm gonna go DDP at 3, Rajat at 4. I stuck with David and Shepard, and I would squeeze Jitesh in between them. So David, Jitesh, Shepard, Kunal at 8, Mangesh can whack a big ball at 9, and then I have Bhuvi, Jacob Duffy, because assuming Hazelwood's not going to be fit, and Suyash, the impact player. Want to start with you, Ayush, because I think you and I are pretty much on the same page with this. Would you make any changes to what I just said?
No, I think I'm in line with what you said, and it's for the simple reason that we won the trophy last year, and we have retained, I mean, almost all the players who played regularly. So, like, you want to keep that, the lineup the same, and yeah, I think that'll be good for the confidence of the team. And obviously, you can bring in like Wenki and Bethel later, depending on who's out of form.
Yep. Shubi, this is something that you kind of mentioned to us, on a show last week, saying that you got to pick your batter most in form. How does that justify leaving our star boy on the bench? How are you going to put him in? I'm assuming you're going to try to put him in.
I get him in. Yeah. Like, I think England showed in the Ashes that if you have Bethel there, you get him in the 11 sooner rather than later. I think Bethel goes in for me. I think I would maybe leave Tim David on the bench for a while, see how things go. I think it'd be good to also get a left-hander right in there in the middle, because it can end up being a little right-heavy. And I think particularly for Sunrisers, who have such a left-dominant batting attack, Bethel can bowl a bit. Bethel can turn his arm around a bit. So can I do the Livingstone role? Who's at SRH incidentally. But yeah, Bethel plays for me, man. Like this guy, like I was just seeing his video RCB posted, which was so hype, where he's talking about the chanting at Wankhede in the semi-final. And I'm like, you got to play him, bro. Like, come on. Like you
Yeah,
gotta,
no,
I think there are times when you need to understand that a player is having a moment. You need to understand that he's in that zone where you just play him. And Bethel's one of those guys.
Okay. No, Shubi, I'm with you, but where would he be in your batting lineup then? Does he come in at 5, or do you find a way to push him up the order and Rajat or someone else goes down?
I'd say Bethel has to play in the first top 4. I think, but it's kind of between whether he bats at 3, whether he bats at 4, I guess depends on match situation, in terms of how that goes. I think DDP at times has an issue with strike rate. He's consistent. He's a solid option, but can he go from ball 1? Maybe not. So especially if you're chasing, maybe you push Bethel up at 3.
Right. Sorry to not give you a chance to weigh in yet. What do you think?
No, I think based on everything I've seen this week, which is training, the practice match, everyone who's in, unfortunately, I really can't see Bethel starting just because of the way the management thinks, purely based on that. But I will not be surprised, and I was just mentioning this before the recording started as well, which is in a crazy world, just because Jacob Duffy, he hasn't had a great World Cup, guys, for New Zealand. He actually is not in form. So for whatever reason, if the management are not sure with our foreign bowling options not being there literally, and Hazelwood coming today and all of that, we might just see a 4 batting in terms of all of them playing, Salt, Bethel, Tim, and which will be crazy. But I'm saying that might only happen for this game given the dynamic of the squad that we have. But again, the odds of that happening are very low.
I think that's impossible. Like I could have seen that happening if we had Yash Dayal still, but given that he won't be playing, we'll need 2 very, very inexperienced Indian bowlers to fit in if we go with 4 foreign batsmen. So I just can't see that happening. That was the Chinnaswamy first game. You don't want to kill everyone's morale right there. So yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think those 2 names, by the way, would be, Mangesh and Rasikdar Salam, I assume.
Yeah. The funny part is that if we did go in that route, guys, it'd be so similar to SRH just because of the way their team is, which is
100%.
absolutely, it'll be basically who can score outscored the other. Simple as that.
It's
So,
Project 300,
yeah.
man. It's Project
Yeah.
300 at
300.
the Chinnaswamy. We got to 87 last time, or
I
they
still
got.
remember DK's knock, even though I was super
Yeah.
pissed because we conceded like the highest total, was it? I think ever to be scored. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yet to be
And
broken.
I think that game started like a recovery into the playoffs because we saved our net run rate and went on that run.
Facts.
So
Facts.
hugely important
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Actually, you're right, should be in the context of, once they'd scored 287, we thought we're out of it. It was sort of a win, and they took the positives, on. So
Our boy DK did it that day, and literally, I don't think he has turned or looked back since then. Since that day, he's just looked up, and he's literally gone in that direction, even as a coach. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy to think of that.
Yeah.
cool. Speaking of, Project 300, we got to talk about throwing caution to the wind. That's what these guys are about. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to give you my lineup. For SRH, probable lineup. I don't think I'll be able to make some of the decisions, so I'll leave these open to you guys. But Travis Shake opening, Ishan Kishan at 3, captain. Klaasen probably keep wickets at 4, Liam Livingstone 5, Nitish Kumar 6. I went with Aniket just for the way he played last season, but Salil has been, really hitting the ball well in the net. So does he come in here? I'm not sure. Obviously, Pat Cummins not playing, so Bryden Kaas, Ishan Malinga probably at 8, Zishan, Ansari, Harshal Patel, and Unadkat for me are the shoo-ins. That would leave Shivam Mavi or Harsh Dubey to be the impact player. So guys, a couple decisions there: the Aniket Salil and Shivam Mavi, Harsh Dubey, as well as the overseas bowler. What do you think is going to be there playing 12? Let's start with you, Ayush.
Yeah, I would replace anyone there. I think Aniket still plays because of how well he played last year. And again, same reason you keep the informed player from last year just for like the morale.
Okay. And what about do you think they'll go with Shivam Mavi, which would lead to, Zishan, Harshal, Mavi, Unadkat, all kind of 4 local medium pacers? Or do you think they'll switch it up and go with Harsh Dubey for the spin? I believe he's gotten Kohli out before. I remember a celebration for some reason. I don't know if it was Kohli or someone else, but I remember his celebration and feeling like, God damn it.
I actually don't know because the SRH bowling lineup is so bad that I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Though RCB at the Chinnaswamy that too.
Oh my God, I can already see the hate comments coming in, guys. All right, Shubi, what do you think?
Man, like I think Sunrisers kind of, I was telling Rai this before we started recording, that they remind me of RCB in that like 2017, like 2018 time when it's like stacked batting order and then there's just no bowling. So they're just going to try and outscore the opposition. And I think this game is just going to come down to, I think, who bats second, right? Like you chase, you win is what I think it's going to be. But yeah, I think it's going to be those top 3 who I think a lot of their season will hinge on. I think for me, the interesting thing with SRH, I think obviously I know he's not going to play tomorrow, but Cummins, like, does Cummins come back? Is he going to actually come back? Like, because he said he wants to play the second half of the season. But he's had a dodgy back. He didn't play much of the Ashes. If SRH have had a very poor first half, does he kind of sort of go, you know what, like the season's kind of done. I'm not going to come back, let Ishan captain the whole way? Or is it going to be that extra boost towards the end? Let's see. But I think I'm interested to see how Ishan Kishan fares as the captain tomorrow. First time he's done that, I know, in the Mushtaq Ali, but I think seeing it in the IPL, different stage, that should be the fun part tomorrow too.
Yeah, Rai, I want to pose this one to you on, Ishan Kishan's captaincy. Do you think they made the right call? I feel like, it kind of aligns his aggressive batting style with their aggressive style overall. Or do you think that inexperience maybe is going to show on the big stage?
Like, so just to keep it really simple, right? I think the reason why we have so many Indian captains this year, or rather all of them now, is because of the whole idea that we need to make sure that we are very fluid and easily having to have our foreigners move in and out without actually holding them, right? Like Warner having a bad season as captain, Cummins not having a great season at a certain point. I know it's this is something that's been there for a lot of clubs in the past. So I think the model is to have that Indian player, and in their squad, if you look at it, I don't see a lot of captaincy there, right, off the back. And he did captain Jharkhand to victory, which is why he came back to the Indian team. He's in top form, confidence is high. If any time you would want to go to him, would be now. Very similar to how we gave it to Rajat last year. So there's a parallel there. So based on that, he's going to have a really good season. But like you said, not everyone can manage or take the pressure of the IPL. And lastly, Hyderabad is a terrible place to captain. Okay, it's a flat pitch. It's one of the craziest stadiums when it comes to scoring and defending and all of that, because it's just 200 plus all the time if it's a flat pitch. And captains are actually scratching their heads all the time. I've seen Cummins do it. I've seen the oppositions do it. So it's going to be a very hard challenge for him. But hopefully, the form that he's carried over the last 3-4 months, he can take that into the season. Not for this game, but maybe for the rest. I think the more interesting thing for me in the playing 11 for SRH is that, I know this sounds terrible, but this always happens to us, which is because we know that bowling is so unknown. There's going to be one bowler, okay, that we have not heard of, randomly play, right, and take our wickets, because this has happened endlessly with us. I remember I've seen so many live with Mayank Yadav. I think, was it for LSG? Me and Ayush, I don't know if you went for that game. I've
So
seen
yes,
it with
that
Bumrah.
was.
Bumrah did it for the first time ever. His first game in the IPL was at the Chinnaswamy, got AB and Virat. And I've just seen so much of that I feel like the unknown makes me scared. I would rather have, knowing who we are getting in the competition, because there's so much data and stats around them, right? So that unknown factor is what's killing me, and none of us will get that right because it's the first game. So it's not even like game 2 or 3 where you've seen them play. It's game 1. We have no idea who that bowler is going to be, and there's going to be that one player on that team list that we have no idea what he's going to do.
Yeah,
It's either the unknown player or it's the ex RCB player, right? Like that's always what
Yeah.
happens. So it's going to be you have Harshal tomorrow who's going to turn up suddenly. You
No,
have
Livingstone.
Livingstone there as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's always, like I feel like every year there is one ex RCB guy who will always kind of have his day in the sun.
But should be
against us.
half the IPL is played at the RCB. So that again,
Yeah,
logic
exactly.
wise. Yeah.
Shubhi, you took the words right out of my mouth. Actually, the last thing I wanted to talk about before we move to the next segment is Liam Livingstone. Man, what an exciting pick he was for us at the auction. We had him. We thought, wow, destructive batsman, absolutely humongous sixes, and he's pretty decent with the ball. But a largely underwhelming performance for us last year. Obviously, saw us not retain him. Now he's going to SRH. Do you think he comes back with that fire? Or do you think we see more of old Liam Livingstone at the Chinnaswamy again?
I think Livingstone's Cricinfo interview, which he did recently, is kind of raised the intrigue around him. Like in some ways, the way he's kind of come out against the management, against Rob Key, with such explosive comments, it's one that in some ways he's put a target on his own back now, because if Livingstone doesn't perform at this IPL, like everyone in the English board, everyone's going to be like, yeah, this is why we didn't take you to the World Cup. So in some ways those comments are really explosive. But on the other hand, if he goes and delivers, it's like another indictment on this Rob Key management at England that here was the guy, like he said he could do it, he did it. Yeah, I mean, Livingstone is, I've seen some people call him the English Maxwell. I can't remember who it was now, but like he is that type of streaky player, can come good one season, but will not last year. Like I remember when RCB won it last year in the interviews which were happening, right? Where I think it was Danish Seth or someone talking to him, and he was like, yeah, like I know I didn't do too much this year, but happy to win a title, and I hope I'm back next year. Yeah, man, like I think it's a big season for him. Again, gone for a lot of money. But I think if he doesn't click in the first few games, I think it's going to get really hard for him.
Agreed. I think the only thing he has going for him is I don't know who would take him out of the lineup, even if he's not in form, because I don't think Sunrisers have another, overseas batsman of that caliber. But maybe once, Pat Cummins is back, maybe Ishan Malinga is in the team, they might decide, drop him for 2 bowlers. Anyway, enough on the opponents. Let's move on to the next segment. Every T20 match is defined by a few key matchups. Let's identify a couple for tomorrow. I'm going to start with this one, guys, the power play. Without Hazelwood in our lineup, how do you think Bhuvi is going to fare against Head and Abhishek? I think that, that is probably the most defining battle of the game. What do you guys think, and which way do you think that one's going to go? Right, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think in absence of Hazelwood, I think Booby will have to step up for sure. He has actually recently, I was looking at his stats as well, guys, he's done pretty decent in the domestic circuit, even though I thought he hadn't played a lot. So that's a positive for us. He looks in good shape. Fitness is not an issue. So I think against those players, if he's able to move the ball even a little bit or just be consistent line and length, I can see him ripping off the balls of these guys because they only know how to swing, right? So might be a good contest for us. Same with Jacob Duffy and Travis Head. He's dismissed him a few times actually. So I feel like it is interesting. They're all line and length bowlers and very wicket to wicket. The only issue that I can see though, guys, is that because both of them do bowl line and length, like wicket on wicket, if there's not a lot of movement, these guys also love to swing from there, especially Sharma. Abhishek Sharma is really good when it's in line. So they like to go away from him. So it'll be interesting to see.
Do you guys see an over of spin in the power play, especially against Abhishek in his recent woes? And, is it kind of sad that we don't have a off spinner to play against him? Shubi, gonna throw that to you.
I'm once again going to bring up my Bechtel agenda and say, like, get him in. But no, I'm kidding. I honestly think I feel like Surya Sharma, man. Like, he has a good wrong one. Like, I think we could kind of see him early. I think this is going to be a pretty big season for Surya. He's a guy, like, from the time he came through with KKR and then, like, last year with RCB as well. Like, I think his kind of trajectory is kind of going upwards. And I think he will have a pretty big role to play this season. And I think especially against SRH, I would not be surprised if we got him on early because Chinnaswamy, it's the start of the season, so there's no real wear or tear in the deck as well. The ball's going to be coming in so nicely, where I am a little scared for the Pacers. So I think getting in Suyash with a bit of flight there, he has a good wrong one. He can turn it both ways. I think he could be important.
Also, I'm so sorry to cut the flow here, but guys, I just realized that it's going to be the first game of the Chinnaswamy on this track for the longest time. Like there's been no cricket for a year. So it's going to be as hard as you can imagine. And these two teams playing is going to be crazy. Or the opposite, guys. I know they haven't relayed the pitch or anything like that, Shubhi, but you never know if there's something in the wicket because there hasn't been any cricket at all. Yeah.
No, I really agree, Rai. I think, a lot of us are expecting something like a Highway 47 kind of track. In which case, and we know it's generally two destructive batting lineups in a historically high scoring ground. I just want to ask this question. Let's say somehow we win the toss and we're chasing. How much do you think you'd want to see them under realistically in the power play? What would be too much? Because, they go pretty hard. I just want to throw that to you.
Oh, before I answer that, I just want to add that I think last year, like compared to like other years in the past, the Chinnaswamy actually had something for the bowlers. So, I mean, given that we've had no cricket, you never know, maybe I think the ball might move a bit. And so given that Hyderabad has a very heavy top order, I would say that we definitely go for runs because they're going to go aggressive. But as long as we pick up 2 wickets, I think it'll be a win for us, even if it's 60 for 2 in 6 overs.
Wow, 60 for 2 in 2 overs. I would take that right now. And us batting second.
You said
100%.
2.
I guess I want to move on to the middle over matchup. Over 7 to 15, a lot of matches get decided. And, with Klaasen and the likes of Livingstone out there, how do we contain them? Who do you think contains them? And how does Krunal do? Assuming that's the answer. Right? Let me throw this to you.
Yeah, I think given what happened last year, I think he is our trump card, right? The way he bowls, I think actually defines the result, whether it's containing the opposition or just, taking wickets at the crucial moment. I think Krunal did that all season. And every time he played well, we actually won the game. Like it was that simple. So hopefully he is our answer. The only issue is what I had mentioned pre-recording as well. We don't have an off spinner. And with the top 3 lefties the way they are, at any given point, we would need at least 2 of them gone to have the righties come in so that a Krunal can come in. Again, it's a matchup thing. I know Andy Flower and team are into that. So that's why I'm mentioning this, that it might be interesting. And Shubhi, to your point again, Bethel might come in just because of that Andy Flower logic of matchups. It might be interesting. You never know.
I think I'm starting to jump on the Shubhi train here, guys. Hopefully you guys in the comment section are as well. Let us know do we go with our last year's lineup, or do we find a way, like Shubi said, to get Bethel in this team? All right, guys, this is kind of a no-brainer question, but how important is winning the toss? And do you think, actually, let me reframe it this way. Let's say we lose the toss and we're put into bat first. Okay, that's the worst case scenario for us fans. What do you think is a defendable total? And of course, we don't know the pitch. No cricket's been played for a year. But what are you thinking is a total we could defend against these guys?
200 minimum. It's a psychological point, I think. And yeah, like not knowing how the pitch is, obviously it could be like a 250 for all you know, but I'd say like 200 minimum from a psychological point of view.
Yeah, I agree. I think 200 is sort of like in IPLs, like I think 200 is almost like a par score, right? Especially in a ground like Chinnaswamy, like you have that safety in the bank that we have this much. And yeah, like I guess we don't have Hazelwood, we don't have a few of these guys, but you still back an IPL team to be able to like to defend 200. Like that should not be like, oh my God, that we can't do. So I think, yeah, 200 is definitely minimum.
Nice. I mean, they're going to make me feel better if we do end up batting first and leading with 200, because I was thinking that number is 220. I was
Same.
thinking 220 is needed for me to feel like, okay, we're just at par, maybe slightly above par.
It's
I feel like
become
200
220, guys. Like, I don't know if it's just me, right? Like, in the last year and a half, guys, like 220 is the new 200 with respect to like what teams are doing across the board. So, yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to end this segment while Ayush cracks some analysis in the back. Let's see what he comes up with in the next one.
No, but I was actually just trying to look at the average score in the Chinnaswamy.
I know you. I knew what you were looking up.
And I don't.
It's
I really
196,
don't think.
right?
No,
196.
I didn't get the answer, but I'm saying I really don't think it was that high, and it was in fact like one of the lowest that we've seen in the last many years. So
I think it was 190, or is it 188? One of them.
No, but last year, I remember the Delhi game also, Ayush, where we batted first. Phil Salt hit like 40 in 12 balls, and then he got out, and then like that whole innings derailed, and then KL Rahul came and chased it down. But again,
that's when he
it's like
did the thing, no?
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
about. Also, I got scammed that day, Shubi. We bought tickets for the game with my cousin, and the guy sold me a fake ticket, and it didn't scan. So I was hearing Salt hit it while I was outside the stadium.
All right, guys, on to another segment, the X Factors. Not Kohli, not Travis Shea. Give me one player on each team, or actually on either team that nobody is talking about, but you think can define and decide the way this game goes. Let's go. Shubi, what do you think?
I'm excited to see Mangesh Yadav actually. Like, I was reading his story recently about like how, the son of a truck driver, really, one of those stories that came from nothing, going to be playing like for one of the biggest franchisees. He was the top wicket taker in the MP Premier Leagues, had a decent Mushtaq Ali. I think he's like a guy I'm kind of just rooting for already, even though I've barely seen him play. That's a story which I'm kind of want to see how it goes now.
Agreed, man.
Nice.
I think I had tears in my eyes during some parts of those, and one moment especially when he said that, like, when he finally got picked, in the IPL, he's like, my father had like a place in society, respect that like a truck driver has never had, and I was like, dude, like, big ups to you, man. All the power to you. I hope he's everything we hope he is. Right. Anyway, sorry for the derail. Who's your X factor for this game?
For me, it's actually going to be for tomorrow and the season for RCB is going to be Patidar. Given how he was last year, given he hasn't done that well domestically, by the way. So being the captain, I think he needs to really stand up. And I have a feeling that given their matchup we were talking about tomorrow, I think he might be key for us in the middle order while batting to really either chase down a big score or set up a top score tomorrow. I have a feeling it's going to happen.
All right, guys.
And with that hairstyle, it should happen, right, Shubi?
I was just going to say, you mean Hamza Ali Madari, right? Like, that's what you're talking about. That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with Bhuvi Kumar. I think, playing against his ex-team, especially now he knows, he's kind of the linchpin without Hazelwood here. I think, in pressure, diamonds are made, and Bhuvi is a diamond, man. And tomorrow is going to be a lot of pressure. So I expect a solid performance from him. And I hope he knocks a couple poles, like you said, right early on. All right, guys, our signature segment, the good, the bad, and the bold. Let's start with the good. one thing that genuinely excites you about this matchup from an RCB fan perspective? Rai, I'll let you take this one.
I think just playing the game in the Chinnaswamy packed RCB crowd is going to be the best, or rather the good thing about this game for sure. Just the crowd support. 12th man army is going to be right up there.
Awesome. Switching gears, one thing you're genuinely worried about. Shubi, I'm going to throw this to you, and don't give us Hazelwood not playing. Something else.
It's funny, Ra, you said Chinnaswamy. That's my bad as well. Because this is, guys, this is the second time RCB, the Chinnaswamy is going to be hosting the first ever game of the IPL season. The last time, 2008, when McCullum went berserk with the 158. So I just think that is not a good omen. I'm always, like, for me, Sunrisers are such a bogey team. Like, they've broken a heart at the Chinnaswamy in 2016. 2008 final or 2009 final, they beat us. Like, they've always kind of come and hurt us, like, really badly at different points. And, like, it's ruined our day. We're coming in as defending champions. So for me, that is the bad, that it's Sunrisers on the opening day.
All right, Shubi. Wow, you really did make it bad, huh? Nice.
I'm an Arsenal fan, guys. Like, I'm prepared for this. Like,
All right. Well, Shubi, hopefully both your teams can give you your trophy this year. All right, guys, this one for all of you. One bold prediction, specific bold prediction about this game, not who wins the match or, a player that plays well. We've done that. Something like an over, a moment. Go out on a limb, something you'd be embarrassed to be wrong about. Let's go, Shubi, Ayush, and then Rai.
Kohli Duck.
Wow, this seems to be a theme going on, man. Okay.
You said
All right.
bold. That's my prediction.
Okay. I hope you're wrong. Ayush.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with Salt, and I'm gonna say that he's gonna go really hard from the first over because he has a point to prove. So I'm gonna say like he's gonna be like 15 runs plus of his first 6 balls.
Wow. 15 runs of the first 6 balls. Love it. I think that's as bold as that is, that's a pretty safe prediction knowing Phil Salt if he does bat the 6 balls. Aditya Rai?
For me, it's going to be Jitesh having an absolute banger of a game. So 35 plus either way, either chasing or batting first.
Okay. I've gone with something different here, but I think we're going to lose the toss. We're going to be forced to bat first. I think we're going to have a bit of a wobble and maybe not even hit 200 or barely cross it. But I see us winning despite that. So my bold prediction is low scoring for the Chinnaswamy encounter, but we'll do okay. Awesome, guys. That's everything we've got for you. We've analyzed it. We've argued it. We've predicted it. Now it's on to the 12 men in red and gold. Chinnaswamy is ready. The 12th man army is ready. 2 of our boys are going to be at the game. We'll be back after the final ball for a full review. See you on the other side. Play bold. Let's go.